Alright guys, I'm back with another video. This video is going to be a video about making different animations with your alien. We have the alien in pieces. Traditionally when we were doing our animations, we would take an animation which is one frame at a time, and we would line them all up and we would play them, and then these animations would play different things like attacking, walking, idle, jump, things like that. We're going to use our alien in pieces to do basically the same thing, but it's going to give us a lot more variety, and we'll be able to make our own animations. So what I have here is my little alien character, and you can see that's what he looks like. But each one of these little like pieces, I can move them all around. I've added each one of the pieces in. This allows me to be able to move them around and do different animations with them and do all sorts of stuff. So check out my attack animation. Here's what my attack looks like. His hand swirls around, comes forward, gets large, turns red, he blinks. He does all kinds of stuff. He wiggles his hand. So there's his attack. And I even made a walk for him. There's his walking animation. So you can make all different kinds of animations like this. I'm going to show you how to do that with an idling animation here. So let me go to this idle animation. And I'm just going to walk you through step by step doing this process. Alright, so here we go. the first thing I added was a character, and I named it Alien in Pieces. And then I added in the body, which is this, where everything is attached to that. So the body is this middle piece of the alien here. I don't know if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Looks like that. But I think it's a different one because I used a different one. But I put the body first, and then as a child I added all the other things. So I can move the glass piece by itself, or I can move the body and it'll move everything all together. Alright, and if you need a reference, you can put your reference in there, or you can make your own alien. You could add extra arms and stuff if you felt like it. Alright, so let's go ahead and start making an idle animation. How you do that is you can keyframe each one of these things. So I'm going to start off with the body. I'll keyframe its position, and then the glass helmet, and then I'll go to the hand and then the other hand, then I'll go to the head and the leg and the other leg. Alright, so I've keyframed all of these pieces' starting locations. At the very end, I'm going to duplicate all those places. How do I can move the timeline to the end, and I can use the magic box to grab all of them. So I'll just grab all of them, then I will right click and I'll say duplicate keys. Now I have the same starting and ending location. So my animation doesn't do much, but that's okay. I just want the start of my animation and the ending of my animation to look the same. It makes it easy to make the animation repeatable if the starting and ending frame are the exact same. Now you can also change things like scale. So if I wanted to scale the piece while he's idling, I can also save the scale here and at the end, and the rotation, or just literally anything that I want to change. If you take a look at the attack animation, you can see I used position and rotation for the body. The hands, I used position, rotation, scale, color, and Z-index. I used a bunch on that hand. That's the hand that spins around and moves forward. Alright, but with the idling animation, I'm just going to move the character. Alright, I want the character to kind of like breathe up and down, so I just want him to like move up and down just a little bit. So I'm going to move to the middle of my animation. I'll grab his, let's do his arms, I guess. So I'll move his arm up a little bit, and I'll keyframe that position. And I'll grab his other arm, and I'll move it up too. And I'll keyframe that position. Now, you can see as I move the timeline left and right, I'm going to put it on repeat. You'll see the arms just go up and down just a little bit. Okay. Alright, so maybe I want to do the same thing with the legs and maybe the body. I don't know. So let's go back to the middle. And I want to move, I kind of want to move his whole body up. And I'll keyframe that. And I want his feet to not really move, so I kind of want them to stay kind of stationary. They don't have to be perfect. So I'll keyframe them down. So let's see what that looks like. It's got a little like movement there. His arms are moving quite a bit. That's not bad. And maybe I'll rock his head back and forth. Okay, so this is where at the point where I'm thinking about using some rotation. So I'll go back to the start of my animation. I'll grab the rotation. I'll do -5. Oh, that's leg. I don't want that. I want the head. Head. So you see I can select the pieces over there. So I'll rotate it. -5. Key for... Actually, you know what? I want to start off at the same start at the start and the end. So keyframe the start for rotation 0, keyframe the end at 0. Now I can rotate it in the middle or maybe off to the side a little bit. -5, keyframe, and then I'll do 5, keyframe. So the first one is -5, the second one is 5. Let's see what it looks like. So there his head's moving a little bit. And that's just a simple idle right there. That's not bad. I'm okay with it. Maybe I don't want his hands to move so much. I will show you a couple secrets here. If you use down at the bottom, if you change the snapping to 0.01, this will give you a lot more fine detail, and you can move the pieces a little bit more finely. Right now, before it was jumping by 0.1 every single time, which kind of limited me, but you can also do 0.01, and that'll let you do more detail here. I'm going to make the hands not go up quite so high. That's a little bit too high for me, so I'll go down just a hair, keyframe it there, and then I'll go to the other hand, and I'll keyframe that one. Alright, so this should give you kind of an idea of how to make an animation with pieces. I'll show you a little bit about the walk animation that I made. So we'll just talk a little bit about it. So what did I do for my walking animation? You'll notice that I tried to move every single piece. I want to give all the pieces some type of movement. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it needs to be some. Otherwise your animation will look kind of weird if one piece is not moving at all. So you can see as he's walking, he's bouncing up and down, up and down. The feet are just going in like a circle. I'm sure there's other types of walks that you can do, but I was going for simplicity. I didn't want to have a whole bunch of I don't know, difficulty. I kind of just tried to make it as simple as I could. Let me hide one of the legs. So let's just focus on this one. This is leg F. So watch where it goes. It goes up, kind of angled, down a little bit, to the bottom middle, back, and then back to the very start. It's just kind of just going in a circle. And you can see if I turn the other one on, it's just going to go on the opposite side. So as this one goes up, this one's going to go down. And then as this one goes down, this one's going to kind of go up. And then what did I do with the body there? I just had it kind of float upwards and then down. And that might be too much float. Maybe I don't want it to float that high. If I don't want it to go so high, I can just pull it down just a little. Uh-oh, that was a lot more than a little. Let's do 0. And I'll keyframe that. Let's see what that looks like. Still moves quite a bit, but a little bit less. Let's see, he goes up. He goes from 11 all the way to 0. Maybe I want to go to, I don't know, 2. Keyframe that. See what that looks like. Still quite a bit. Let's do, I don't know, 4. Alright, plate. There we go. A little bit less movement there, up and down. The hands kind of like rock back and forth, up and down. And then if you take a look at the attack animation, he kind of winds up. He'll like, his legs kind of spread apart. His body tilts back. He like winds up his hand. And then his other hand is just shaking like he's getting ready to do something. And then right before he throws the punch, he blinks. And the hand stops moving, comes forward, and you'll see it's growing. It's getting bigger. The scale is going up. You can see the line from here to here. That means they're the same. So the size of the hand stayed the same. And then as it's coming forward, it's getting larger. And then right there, you see how it kind of like passes through his head? The reason why it's able to do that is because of this Z index right here. If you want to move something in from the back to in front, you change the Z index. Watch over here on this side. So right now it is at 0 Z index. Actually, let me get to the hand right there. I'm going to ordering here on the side. 0 Z index. Now it's at -1. So you can see it change. That puts it behind his head. So now it's behind his head. So he's charging it up. And then as it crosses right in front, you see it goes from -1 to 1, so it puts it in front of everything. Gets red, really big, comes back. Alright, so that is that animation. So this will give you some ideas if you need to make an attack, a walk, and an idle. Alright, I hope you guys learned something. I'll see y'all in the next video.